Well, grab your pearls and clutch them tight because we've got an update on Alberta's descent into fascism, otherwise known as its new book ban. We now know the government didn't stumble upon these graphic books organically, not after a heartfelt town hall with concerned parents or a late-night reading binge by a nervous school trustee. No, the list came courtesy of two far-right crusaders with more crosses to bear than logic to spare: Parents for Choice in Education and Action for Canada. Let's break that down for people who may be unfamiliar. The PCE is a self-appointed parental rights militia group based in Alberta. They claim to care about empowering parents, but what that really means is torching gay-straight alliances, opposing sex ed and soji education like they're witchcraft, and generally trying to drag the school system back to 1952. Their executive director, John Hilton O'Brien, has cozy ties with the United Conservative Party of Alberta, particularly Premier Danielle Smith. And then there's Action for Canada, the Christian nationalist conspiracy vending machine from British Columbia. This group opposes queer rights, sex ed, vaccines, fluoride, basically anything grounded in science or common fucking sense. They're the kind of outfit that sees a rainbow sticker and calls immediately for an exorcism. Both PCE and Action for Canada have publicly claimed responsibility for prompting the Alberta government's review of school library materials. And according to reports, Action for Canada's Calgary chapter communicated with government officials over several months, handing over full dossiers, binders full of pages of books they'd like to burn, and an overwhelming majority of them queer content. And of course, Alberta's government didn't disregard this as the unhinged, bigoted, anti-queer ranting it truly was. No, they decided to act on it, which honestly shouldn't surprise any of us. Danielle Smith and her caucus have made their vendetta against the LGBTQ+ community, specifically the trans community, blatantly obvious for some time. Let's be clear, this is a coordinated cultural purge, dressed up as child protection, and it's not even original. It aligns closely with two powerful forces shaping right-wing policy around the globe: the International Democracy Union and Project 2025. The IDU, chaired by former Canadian Prime Minister Stephen Harper, is a coalition of conservative political parties worldwide, committed to pushing center-right values on a global stage. But under Harper's leadership, the IDU has embraced autocratic figures like Hungary's Viktor Orban and supported culture war policies under the guise of defending freedom. This group provides ideological scaffolding and legitimacy to political parties that pursue socially regressive policies, particularly around education, identity, queer rights, and civil liberties. Then there's Project 2025, America's favorite authoritarian starter kit, brought to you by the Heritage Foundation. The plan: gut the Department of Education, erase diversity policies, fire educators who think racism is real, and ban every book that dares to say queer people even exist. And Alberta is eating it up with a petroleum-soaked spoon. What makes this even more dangerous is the precedent it sets. If politically affiliated organizations can dictate school content, where does it stop? Which voices will be silenced next? What subjects will be deemed inappropriate next year? This isn't a moral crusade. It's a political stunt designed to shrink young minds to fit a narrow, outdated ideology. It's not about safeguarding innocence. It's about manufacturing ignorance. These groups want to keep children uninformed, so they grow up to be bigoted adults, just like them. And Danielle Smith is letting it happen.